The secret to reach level 100 in The Witcher 3 2024, stay tuned for that. What's up guys, I'm Franky Boy on this channel covering everything regarding The Witcher 3, and I love the game. I love to dive deep into those kind of games, and I will present you valuable guides here. Today I have 7 tips for you with farm spots or general tips to level up your Geralt to 100, of course at the latest in New Game Plus. Let's start with the first tip, and it's a farm spot. For that I would totally recommend Killer Whale and maybe Superior Cat if it's at night, but get the Killer Whale potion. And here on the west from Hangman's Alley, or yeah, it's also western from Cow's Perch, you simply see it on the map. Get to this location where I am and make sure to have a crossbow with you. Okay, maybe the cat was a little bit too much at daytime. Also recommendable is totally get the crossbow upgrade mutation to make your Geralt's crossbow even superior. And maybe consider to bring some awesome arrows to enhance your silver damage. That's totally possible. In this case, I only used the normal crossbow without any arrows, like only the standard. And why is this farm spot awesome? You simply kill drowners all the time. But with the potion, you don't need to get up there to breathe again. And you can simply just shoot them. They respawn all the time. You need 2 shots for those on level 100. Normally you would only one-shot them, especially if you have the correct arrows with you for your crossbow. Now you can see they simply go up to you, you shoot them, and every of those gives you a lot of XP, and you can gain some levels for grinding 1 hour. I think one of them gives you 8 XP, so it's of pretty high value compared to normal leveling, and there's nothing you can do better at the early stages except for maybe cheating. So this is a legit farm spot, doable on all the platforms, PS4, PS5, everywhere, PC. No mod required. Awesome. Switching back to the upper world, tip number 2, the main story. The main story gives you the most experience in the whole game, so make sure to follow the main story. It's that simple, and I can't add anything to that. Next up we have the monster nest method, and simply use the Witcher 3 interactive map. It's findable on the web, and activate hide all and then monster nests. You can find all of those monster nests and find a spot where are a lot of them. Maybe with neckers you sometimes have 3 or 5 even in clusters, and yeah, in my case I had only the Endriga nests available. So what do you do right here? You simply kill all of the enemies. If it's a necker nest, then GG's. But now comes the juicy part. I will destroy it. Destroy everything, but now pay close attention. I will loot some stuff because I'm the Witcher 3, but I will leave in 1 item, and that is of high importance. If you mess it up, reload your save game. Everything except for 1 item, and then head to the next monster nest you have found on the Witcher interactive map or somewhere else and kill the next monsters. Now destroy it again, and pay attention, of course, there could be enemies spawning if you try to destroy the nest. In this situation it was a warrior, quite strong one, and I will still loot everything except for 1 item. Now the juicy part comes into play right here. I simply go away some meters, maybe out of visual reach, that would be recommendable, and then I will meditate for 5 days straight. Yep, sounds like a lot of fun, and that will reset the monster nests. They will be respawned, they will have everything, all the mobs, all the loot, it is still there, and you can repeat this process infinitely. Awesome hack for mutagen farming as well. Oh, remember, tip number 3, the options, gameplay, and then enemy upscaling, turn it on. You will benefit from it, no doubt. Now this one is a little bit more complicated. It's the new one you get from the next gen update. It's a new leveling method. So you see this. There are a lot of levers. You simply need to pull all of them down. The first one is right here at the destroyed bastion. The second one there where I put my pin. By the way, it's in the south of Velen if you're in search of it. Just here, the destroyed bastion, next to the Nilfgaardian army camp. Here at the second tower I will also pull down the leather. The location is right here. Mark it, and then I will go to the third one. And yeah, the third one is over there in the east. It's still visible on the map. You see there are some kind of bricky elements clearly visible. And as you can see, I already casted an art ice and we will need it later. Alright, we appeared on the third tower and we will still pull down the lever. Now this does not happen to me anymore, but normally there would be like a golem spawning at this very location. For me it didn't, because I already made it spawn and had the event. But you can see there's this like little gate on the top of the hill on the right hand side, and yeah, trust me, it's of high importance, because you can simply go through the gate and storm the gate right here at this very location. Simply go through that gate, make sure to have your ice art build ready, floop, into it, and you will then go down and let yourself drop down, like a drop down menu. Now listen to me closely, I will show you the build at a later point, but you need to only cast art, and I would suggest the better version of it with the AoE on all of the sides, and you can see those wraiths, they take damage. Otherwise they won't. Don't use anything else. Even not Irden. I made the mistake once that I used Irden. Only art. Yeah, and then you can see, yeah, they are downed. Go to the next room that is located at the end. You will find it. And repeat the process. Cast art until all of those wraiths are down. Cast the ice art. I think it's very visually appealing, and you get 400 XP per wraith. It's the by far best speed leveling method, yet it feels a little bit exploity and you don't get rich through it. You only get XP. I would suggest another one, but yeah, it's very viable. And as you can see, the last one is quite not dying. I don't know why that is, because I only used art. It sometimes happens. But you can manage to trigger the teleport out anyways, if you simply like go around a little bit and hopefully don't die, of course. And I was like strolling through the room, accepting my fate already. But then yeah, there was the portal teleporting me out again. And you can repeat the process without needing to pull anything down. Simply go back to the portal, go through it and redo it. Of course, you might need to meditate or so, but yeah, that's about it. Simply go back to the portal, you're good to go. And I would suggest you guys to somehow use the ice art piercing cold build with all of the art upgrades in your bar. Yeah, no need for further enhancement in my opinion. Those enemies, they can be quite tough, but ice art stuns them anyways, so they are unlikely to damage you that much. Of course, you can put in some upgrades for decoctions and potions as well. Makes sense. Tip number 6, it's an easy quick tip, New Game Plus. At some point you will be level stuck in your playthrough. Simply activate the New Game Plus. You can do it from the main menu and then choose a save to start the New Game Plus from. It's that easy. Oh, and I kind of lied to you because I have 8 tips in total. Next up, Mount Crane Castle, the best farm spot for money and XP at the same time. It's in the Blood and Wine DLC at the east, right here, eastern from the Mont Vineyard. I'm using like my most basic build with simply damage, spin to win build with Toussaint Knight Steel Sword and Bear Chest, etc. Also Euphoria, and I upgraded like the Whirlwind stuff as well as got some of the toxic upgrades. Also I'm using Echidna Decoction, Water Egg Decoction, as well as Ekimara Decoction. Now simply head into that castle and clear out the first court. Then go up the stairs and make sure to not kill the carrier of the torch. He will get some additional foes for you, and you really want that. Keep in mind, these enemies, they are pretty tough, so you might consider Superior Northern Wind or so. It can really enhance your gameplay and make life easier. And yeah, you're gonna have a blast killing all those enemies with auto-loot, even auto-looting everything at the same time without leaving anything behind. And I have to say, I'm in the position where I don't need money anymore. I upgraded all my sets, I got everything I could imagine. So yeah, I eventually stopped looting at some point. But you can see, yeah, additional foes coming in. Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much for more money and more XP. Now the best and juicy part comes now. And by the way, don't kill the boss bandit. Don't do it, because otherwise you can't farm this farm spot anymore. Just don't do it. And if you did, I got an alternative for you, which is not as awesome, but it's still viable though. Alright, so just don't head into that tower, right? Now simply go back down into the first court where we were and head on straight. And yeah, you will see this secret entrance with stairs down, turn to the right, go straight on, straight on, straight on, turn to the left, and right again, and there's a portal. Geralt loves portals, right? It's the second one in this video, and he will love it so much that we will use it twice. We will go back into the portal and then go back into the castle in which we already are basically. And now the real magic happens. That farm spot has been reset. How awesome is that? I've rarely seen such an amazing thing such as Moncrane Castle. I've been there for hours, maybe 30 or so. I've grinded it for ages. And yeah, you can rinse and repeat it without meditating. So that doesn't make it necessary to you to again use decoctions, prepare for the fights. You're still prepared for all the time your decoctions are. It's the by far best one in the game. But if you missed this opportunity, there's an alternative for you, which is tip number 8. And that's the Artach Palace Ruins farm spot, of course. And you find it at the Artach Palace Ruins. That's why it is called like that. That one is here at the very north of the Blood and Wine DLC as well. Don't mind the snowy look. And it's here. And yeah, this one should also not be finished, but the problem is if you don't finish this one, you don't have this Toussaint Knight Steel Sword, which is the best sword in the game. So if you kind of rush through Castle Moncrane, it's bad for you. This farm spot is less awesome than Castle Moncrane. I'm sorry, I'm switching back to Burg. You know Chris de Burgh? He has a castle. And yeah, again, the same thing right here. Maybe get your superior northern wind. It will likely help you with those enemies. There are a lot of dogs right here, and I think they are pretty annoying, as well as the archers on higher places at this location. It's a little bit tougher than Castle Moncrane for sure. Yet you can still manage to farm this if you don't get the final boss at the top and don't get the Toussaint Knight Steel Sword. Yeah, anyways. Now you cleared all of this farm spot, then you simply go back to where you were, and you have two options. You could rather meditate, then re-drink your decoctions and get yourself ready to fight again, or you could of course use the world map, fast travel to somewhere else and say, oh, how nice is it here? I want to go back to Artach Palace Ruins, fast travel there, and there you have it. The farm spot has been reset and you can refarm it forever, for hours and hours and hours, and you're gonna love it because you love Geralt and you love doing the same farming route for ages and hours again, because that's why you would play a single player game, of course. Well, I'm joking, but I think those methods, they really have something for you if you're like more into playing normally. You would rather consider getting those tips that I gave you, level scaling, focus main story, do additional stuff though, maybe do a few additional monster nests here and there. If you're into that farming mechanics and routes, you have the early game farming route, of course. I just showed you monster nests maybe for mid game and for late game, the Toussaint stuff, as well as the spirits you can also easily farm with the ice art build. I hope I could help you guys out, and if so, I would love to have you guys on the channel forever with a follow. That would be insane. And yeah, I will speak to you in the next The Witcher video. Maybe you will be the Richer 3 if you follow all of my guides. Maybe this one where I tell you how to get rich in The Witcher, of course, or that one where you can find out the best builds in the game. Yeah. And then you are gonna be an awesome Geralt, I promise. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you in the next one. Bye bye.